So for this segment, we'll be talking about the ICR remote control, the operation and the programming of the 4 features within the transmitter. It's a 2-part remote. You have your handheld transmitter, and you also have the receiver that connects to your controller. Here I've got a Pro-C controller. The smart port socket I've put here on the T, and this smart port socket is fed by a red, white, and blue wire that goes up into the controller. To start out, we'll take the receiver, and you'll notice there's 3 pins on the back of the receiver, and those 3 pins will line up in the smart port in that triangular fashion. So we'll take and plug the receiver onto the smart port. Now when I do that, you're going to get 2 beeps out of the receiver. That's telling you that the receiver now has power. The address may be wrong, the MAC station might be incorrect, but the 2 beeps simply tells you, hey, I've got power. So programming for the ICR transmitter, when you first pick it up, the display will be blank. After you're done using the remote control and you're ready to turn it off, it will turn off by itself. You cannot turn the screen off. So just tuck it away where you normally put it. The display may be in the screen, but it will turn off by itself within a few moments. We're going to start with the on button, and that just brings the screen up. Actually, touching any button will do that. We have an on button or an off button, and that's just to turn the stations on and off with. There's an up and a down arrow to change whatever it is in the screen that we want to change, and there's a mode button. There's 4 modes. The first mode that you're seeing is kind of the home screen, and it shows a battery indicator. In this case, we have full battery life, and it shows station 1. If you're all hooked up and ready to go, you can just use the up triangle to go up to station 5 if you like, and hit the on button, and it transmits a signal saying on. After you've checked station 5 or done what you're going to do, you just hit the off button, and it transmits the off signal. That's operation at its most basic level. The mode button allows you to go from the station number home screen to this next screen, which is the runtime. You can also adjust that up or down, all the way down to, I believe, 2 minutes. And if you want to run that station for 2 minutes, just scroll on through to the home screen. We have station 5 now set up for 2 minutes. Hit the on button, and that station should turn on. After you've done your checks, you can hit the off button and turn that station back off. The third screen under the mode button is the address, and the address comes at 000 from the factory. There may be a need to change the address to a different number. You might have 2 receivers on the property where you only want to talk to the one of them, or you may have receivers plugged in at different houses that you visit for service and you want to dial up the address for that client's receiver. The mode button, hitting it twice, goes into the address mode. You can use your arrows to change that up or down. If you have the 1 receiver and 1 transmitter, you can leave it on 000 like it comes from the factory and be good to go in most cases. The 4th screen of the 4 is the MAC stations. And the MAC stations refers to how many stations you have on your controller. You'll use the up, well, unless it jumps back to the home screen, but use the up arrow to adjust the maximum stations. And the Pro-Cs go up to about 15 maximum, and your ICC would go up to 48 maximum. And if you have an ACC controller, after 48 would be 240. Otherwise, it goes back to maximum stations of 3, which is 1 Pro-C controller with 1 module in it. But you'll want to set your maximum stations so the transmitter knows what controller it's talking to. It reverts back to the home screen of station 1 with the battery life fairly quickly, so you'll need to use the mode button to scroll through the 4 settings. Otherwise, it's station number, runtime, address, and MAC stations, and that's the ICR operation.